doing a lot of thinking recently. That's right, I'm a thinker. What's the worst first question you can ask right as you awaken from a coma of like 20 to 30 years? I thought long and hard about this, and I think I have the answer. You ready? Here we go. Oh my God, Larry, you've awakened. I'm your doctor. You've been in a coma for the last 40 years. The world has changed so much. You must have so many questions. The accident, your family. Ask away. I'll answer them, Larry. Any updates to the age of consent? Hello. If you don't know who I am, my name is Dao Eat, and it's been a while. Maybe not to you guys, but to me it has been, man. I haven't made a video in like 3 weeks, genuinely. And yeah, there was the 2 that came out last week, but yeah, I made those long time ago. And speaking of, a lot of people seem to join the channel after the sponsored Punishing Grey Ravens video, which is, you know, it's interesting to see. I was a bit worried the video would come across as melodramatic and cringe, but, you know, people seem to love it, and some even told me it brought them to tears and caused them to cry. And speaking of cry, I've been doing a bit of crying recently, which brings me to the question of, wherever have I been? My friends, I'm afraid this is where the laughter and jokes stop. We need to get serious because I received my first ever death threat. Some of you might be waiting for the punchline. There is no punchline. It was on Twitter, in the DMs, and the message stays with me still. It has me scared, terrified, even that each day I live will be my last. Going to read the message to you guys now, but be warned, a lot of you will be familiar with who sent the threat, and you may never look at this person the same again.
You better not talk about my case in Mondstadt, or I am personally sending you to Jesus.
So there you have it. Gun to my head. Couldn't do shit these last few weeks. No, in all seriousness, it was my birthday last week. So, you know, I was out with friends, family, drugs, and hookers. Also, the fucking pollen count has been so goddamn high recently, and I am deathly allergic to pollen. Not in that I die from them, but, you know, as soon as the allergies hit me, you know, a stuffy nose, a runny nose, sneezing, I yearn to commit murder. But here we are now. The past is behind us, the future ahead of us. What are we going to talk about? 5.6? I didn't watch the trailer, and it's less than a week away, so I don't really fucking feel like watching it. Nod-Krai? I didn't watch the live stream, but you know what? I got time now, so I'll go watch it, and I'm sure I'll come back with, you know, some fucking video idea. That's what I'm best at. Yeah, I got none. I'll just give, you know, general thoughts on Nod-Krai, since that was one general-ass video. Look, I don't want to say I saw Nod-Krai happening like 2 years ago, but I mean, let's be real, folks. By the time we made it to, you know, the more than halfway point of the journey in Fontaine and Celestia had yet to appear, I knew there was some bullshit going on here, and then we made it to Notlun, and they'd yet to appear again. And yeah, Renova showed up, but she did so acting as a participant in a personal non-Celestia-related affair. Look, what I'm trying to get at is, the last time the overarching antagonist appeared, you know, the one who set the game in fucking motion, was in the first 30 seconds of the game 5 years ago. Now let's just pretend for a second Nod-Krai wasn't coming. We'd be heading into the penultimate nation, Snezhnaya, this summer. Now answer me this. Do you right now at all understand the philosophy of our twin who once said, when we finish exploring the nations, we'd understand the truth of this world and see the world how they see it?
Listen to me, Ether. I have already traveled through this world once. Once you reach the end of your journey as I did, you will see for yourself the true nature of this world.
My friends, the truth of this world involves many different groups of people. If Snezhnaya was this summer, does it feel like it would take 3 story patches to sit here and introduce to us like 6 more harbingers we've yet to meet, the Tsaritsa and her motives, the 5 remaining sovereigns we've yet to meet, the 5 or 6, depending on which ones are alive, remaining witches of the Hexenzirkel and their motives, the 5 bastard sinners of Khaenri'ah and their motives, although to be fair, this one's like probably 4, just because, you know, Rhine daughter, ugh, that's a nasty bitch right there. The Heavenly Principles, the 4 Shades. Were they gonna do this all in 3 patches? I mean, look, shoot or shoot, but probably not. Actually, shoot or shoot, bro. Honestly, and yeah, I suppose there's still Khaenri'ah after Snezhnaya, but that always felt like it was gonna be more, you know, about the sibling than anything else. The Tsaritsa is planning her rebellion in Snezhnaya, and then the sibling is planning her own coup in Khaenri'ah. You know, the dev said something interesting, which is the game is moving too fast, and I'd argue it's not that simple. They said there's 2 things they had in mind when creating the story: explore the nations and reunite with our sibling. The problem is that the explore the nations part of the story is moving at light speed, whilst the reunite with our sibling part is not, and this isn't even just true for the reunite with our sibling, it's true for every other aspect of the story in relation to the Archon quests. Now this makes sense because, you know, the only time we glean information about our sibling is once a year in a Dane quest, or the, you know, rare interlude that gives us something, whilst the Explore the Nations plotlines happens in like 5 patches out of the year, which is more than half of them through Archon quests and World quests. It feels like the devs quickly realized they're running out of fucking nations! The Explore the Nations part of the storytelling is nearing completion. It's just Snezhnaya left, but all the other parts aren't even close to, you know, coming to a fucking close, and it doesn't help that the information most imperative to the other plot lines is mostly hidden away in books, and bro, let's just be honest, and niggas either can't read or don't like reading. It's either or, right? The furthering the problem is new nations and areas is how they further the other plot lines, right? It's not a coincidence every Dane quest takes place in a different region. The Snezhnaya should be the climax of the story, but there's so many plot lines that have been left to dry, so thus, enter a nation pulled from the bottomless depths of their asses, Nod-Krai, a place that for all intents and purposes, did not exist in Teyvat lore, you know, before Libin, of all people, told us about it. Am I a fan of this whole thing? Shit, I don't know. It's not here yet. That's like, you showing me a picture of a fucking ultrasound and asking what I think of the baby. I don't know. Let's give that little nigga a couple of years. Let's see how he turns out. With regards to Nod-Krai and Hoyo, I mean, I'm not about to sit here and, you know, start sucking. But I'm also in a good mood, so I'm not about to start hating. So, you know, in conclusion, someone has been stealing my bananas in the house, and I intend to violate them via rat torture.